Om. Namaste. Welcome everyone to Satsang today. And thank you Swamiji and Satvi and Parmat Nikatan Ashram for inviting us again to come to this lovely situation here and to share Satsang. I am aware that there are beings from almost every part of the world somehow here. And my, in a way, hope you can say, is that perhaps what we can discover today, or discover together, can be such a profound understanding, not merely an intellectual understanding, but a very deep and profound understanding, which will release your light, your true light, in this world. There is no poetry, no fantasy in what I'm speaking, because it is clearly seen and known that what we are is consciousness. There is no doubt about that. Sometimes we are not as yet aware of the full impact of that statement. No? There's a tremendous difference in experiencing life from the perspective of a person and perceiving life, existence, the self, from the position of presence or consciousness. Tremendous difference. In one state, we are prone to the joys and pains and suffering and so on. But in our deeper consciousness, there can be pain, because this body is capable of experiencing pain and pleasure. But suffering is not there. Delusions are not there. Frustrations, depressions, fear about death, fear sometimes even about life is not there. Our true nature is peace, peaceful, peace, joy, clarity, wisdom. It's all-encompassing. And it may seem, for some people, that this is something like a kind of spiritual fantasy or something. But if you are open in somehow, you will come to see that it's much more than some kind of spiritual fantasy, that it is the actuality of what is, and that there is no difference between what is and who you are. So I am not going to speak much about it, because it has a beautiful way of revealing itself when you have an approach that is really sincere, meaning that you have a question or you have a quest whereby it feels a certain amount of urgency to get beyond or to transcend the hypnosis of psychological conditioning and to move more deeply into your heart's reality. So like this, I welcome everybody. Please, if you feel that someone here, if you feel you want to come and bring some clarity to this, I am saying, let's meet at the doorway to Nirvana itself. For some beings, even the door is not needed. But let's meet, if you want, at the doorway of Nirvana, meaning don't worry about your personal personal, too much we're thinking personal, personal. See if you can get beyond the concerns for fixing your local problems or whatever, or imagined things. But see if you can ask a question as though today is all you have. Today is all you have. And you must solve the riddle, the mystery, the question, the doubt, whatever you may say, about life today and here. And then I feel we are going to have a very beautiful meeting. It has to be a beautiful meeting. If you're asking something about, yes, what happens when we die, and, you know, this thing happened to me, you know, 2 years ago, I don't want to know, actually. It's not alive. It will only be some story that we're keeping up. What can you find out today here? Then I feel that we have a real opportunity of meeting in the most truthful way. And so, welcome. Okay.
Namaste.
Namaste. No?
You mentioned at one time that Papaji said we must be vigilant.
Yes.
Vigilant to our last breath.
Yes.
I'm asking, is this vigilant part of the mind too? Part of the mind's interference?
Oh, okay. It's a good question. The correct context of this reference is that someone once spoke to Papaji, my master, and said, "Sir, you speak about vigilance, and in all religions, all paths, they speak about some vigilance, some kind of watchfulness. But in your own case, do you yourself have to be vigilant?" And he answered, "To my last breath." No? And people have asked this question before. Papaji has to be vigilant? If Papaji has to be vigilant, then oh my God, what about me? Is it like this, no? So two things. One is the master also was not only answering a question, but also a questioner who may have indicated through this question a certain, what I would call complacency. You see? So sometimes he may zoom in and be speaking almost on behalf of that questioner to say, I have to be vigilant to my last breath. But if we don't take it to be that, and take it only at the words that he spoke, no, then what could it mean? Did it mean that the master, even though he has realized the real self, still has to be watchful of the mind, which is a full-time job? No? Does he have to do it? Well, I don't see that he could mean it in the way that we imagine, but more that somehow, even after the state of awakening, of the full realization of the self, the consciousness keeps a subtle tension, like a twang, somehow, what I would call a natural alertness inside the beingness, you see? Because as long as the body is present, and the vital force in the form of the breath is also active, and the consciousness is there, the potential for thought activity will manifest. Therefore, even the notion of self in a private expression is possible to arise for the sage as well as the normal person, regular person. What is the difference then? Well, the difference is that in the sage's mind, there's no soil for that type of tendency to grow. So Papaji was speaking more on behalf of maybe the particular tendency of that particular questioner. And I would not want to limit his statement only to that context, but to say also that that kind of watchfulness, because the strands, the tendrils of the mind are very subtle forming. And it's almost as though left without attention, they are slowly developing again into another form of identity if they are allowed to do this. So this vigilance will not harm you, and it is not work. Self-inquiry or self-watching is not your job. It becomes your joy. In the same way that each day you get up and you prepare yourself for the day, you brush your teeth, comb your hair, you don't look at it and says, oh my God, if I brush my teeth twice each day, and in 1 year, 365 times 2, you don't do that. You just get on with it. In the same way, a kind of watchfulness is present in the beingness, but it is not sweaty, it is not stressed, it is a joy that somehow that introspective tendency is there. So this is what I would put it as. Very good.
Beloved Sri Muji, thank you so much for your presence and time.
Thank you. Thank you.
I work a lot in the field of addiction. Some of the guys that I work with personally, last year when I met you for the first time and was sitting in satsang with you, I felt I took a lot home with me. Sometimes it feels a little bit like in the beginning of getting a spiritual teaching, you get just enough rope to hang yourself, if you know what I mean. So in expressing some ideas and some concepts to these guys, one of them in particular challenged me and said, okay, if what I am is pure awareness, pure consciousness, why should it matter if I do heroin or don't do heroin? Why should it matter if I hurt someone or hurt myself or not?
Yes.
If we're all going to leave this dual reality and come to an understanding of our oneness with all things, if this is where we're going, no matter what happens, why should it matter how I conduct myself while I'm in the body?
Yeah.
And so my very quick answer to him was, you can behave any way you want to behave here in this body as long as you're willing to pay the price for that. And for me, I choose to not be using drugs today simply because my spirit feels better when I don't do that.
Gotcha.
That's sort of where I'm at in this realm here. But I realized that I wasn't answering his question in a complete enough way to satisfy me in the answer, which means that I don't feel like I have a complete enough understanding to be able to express an answer. And so I wanted to ask for your help with that.
It depends also how that statement was presented to him also. That we are all consciousness, if it is understood like that, no? But maybe more needed to be gone into to explain, depending upon his particular, I would say, maturity in comprehending that in a broader way. So I will have a go at that because I think it's a very good point you made, a good question, no? If we are all consciousness and it doesn't matter anyway, I would not say it doesn't matter anyway, you know. It would depend on in whose presence you are saying that. If the presence is able to assimilate a deeper understanding, like that. And so I don't go anywhere prepared with any speech because I don't know who I'm going to meet. So, and also in the meeting, a true meeting, only what is spontaneous is in real time with life, I would say. But some people have a fear, because I've heard this before, you know, if I if I am going to be whatever, it doesn't matter because I'll all go back to consciousness anyway. So what does it matter if I do drugs or if I go and kill many people? And I ask, do you want to do that? Do you want to? You feel you want to do it? Myself, some time ago, I happened to be in Thailand, went for a holiday there, and in a beautiful island called Koh Jam. I was on this island, you know, And one morning we went for breakfast. I think this might come near to answering. We were having breakfast, and I was sitting at a table, and another two gentlemen were behind. They were having a talk. And one of them was saying, so how are you this morning? And the other one said, I feel so terrible. I feel like just walking out into the sea and don't come back, just go. Just finish today, I'm finished today. But somehow, I don't know, in this moment and the way it touched my heart very, very deeply, I felt, what is this? So I walked up to him when he was at the bar and I said, can I talk with you? And like this, he said, okay, and we start talking. I said, I was listening, I couldn't help it. And your words touched me and I wondered, what has happened to you? Why you feel like this today? And then he started to explain that he grew up in a certain environment where he had no father and his mother was not very loving or not very kind, and he had a lot of frustration as a young person. He got into a lot of fights. He was always looking for conflict because it had a chance to express his pain and all of this thing. And then somehow he saw that it was just producing pain in himself and other beings. It wasn't a way forward. And somehow a change of heart came, and he decided somehow that he's just going to change his life. He's going to work hard, and this he did. And he found a job after a year or so, and he got a good job working, had a suit, everything, respectable guy and all that. But then it crept back up, these deep wounds and pains. And then he met one American man who was a Buddhist, and this man talked with him and say, you need to observe more. You're too much going with your reactions, you see. You need to observe more your life, and there must be some detachment and so on. So he took to this practice, and it worked wonders for him, no? But after some time, one day he had another attack from this part of himself, and a rage was arising in himself, and he was standing at the edge of a beach, and he had a lot of pain there, and he started to do this, trying to observe it and be detached, and the feeling was there, and he was just observing, and then it became so tense at some point that he said, that if I allow this letting go, there was a sense I needed to let go of something, and that if he let go, then one of two things was going to happen. One, either he was going to go around on the beach with a machete and chop everyone he could find. He would want to kill everybody, chop, 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 like this. That was one thing. Or the other thing, he was going to crawl under a tree and he would just shake, shiver, until he passed away. That was the option his mind presented. Don't let go of this. And it was so tight, so tense, and so a kind of letting go happened. What his mind was trying to prevent, this letting go happened, and what happened out of this? He ran around on the beach, full of love. Full of love that he had never experienced. He had never experienced this love before. He wanted to kiss everybody on the beach. He said like this, I wanted to kiss everyone. I felt so much love. I felt no difference like this, you see. I said, what happened then, though? What brought you to today like that? He said, after this, again, my mind came back time and again. I started to take drugs and drink and so on. And last night I went to a party. I was taking some drugs. And I just felt this morning like, it's not worth it. This life is not worth it. Why has it got to be so much effort? He was kind of this. So sometimes there are some people, they have a strong sense, some of the beings you are working with, maybe they have a very deep psychological association with some deep memories or tendencies that they have to work through. And many people feel as though they have to stay in control, because if they don't stay in control, then what will come out of them will be something very bad, very terrible things. I say it's not true. It is not true. It is not true. They maybe have a few good screams, and then something would be empty. It's not so deep for most people like that. And then somehow you say that, you know, if I am consciousness, then why should I care if I do this thing or that thing? Well, you will only act according to your prarabdha karma. You will only act according to what the consciousness is able to express in this body. We believe we have free will to do what we like. Well, actually, we do not. We do not have it to do it. In fact, sometimes, and so many occasions, you intend to do something and it doesn't come about, something else comes about. You see? So you will act according to your nature. It will just come like this. One man, I remember, he came to my apartment when I was living in London, and he said to me, I want to share this thing with you. I got it from the supermarket, but I didn't pay for it. Yeah, he came like this. He's been coming to satsang. He said, I took these things from the supermarket because in my inquiry, I came to see it is just material. It is all illusion. It is all illusion, all of it. So I just feel I can take it. It's mine also. It's me. I can take it. What do you think? He said to me. I said, yeah. He said, it's a dream. It's all a dream. So I took one. I said, he said, what do you think? I said, I think it is okay if, while you were taking it, if the dream security man stopped you and then called the dream police, who came and took you to the dream station, and then next day you went to the dream court, and they gave you 3 dream years, and you are okay with that. For me, I think it's fine like that. So I think he got the point. We have a lot of fantasies about life, and we want to test it out. We want to try out our version through our own projections of how we think we can make the best go of life. The consciousness, when it expresses as humanity, allows a certain amount of slack, amount of space for the consciousness, which is believing itself to be a person, to enjoy the sense of autonomy and free will up to a point. It is part of the dance of consciousness. But no one has total free will. Why? If you had the opportunity to create exactly the life that you think is best for you, you would not include any challenging experiences. You would not choose any uncomfortable experiences. You would go for all the honey-colored stuff, and we don't grow from that. So life in its wisdom and its kindness and grace present to you what you need to face and transcend in this life stream you call a bodily life. You see. And I feel that he was just testing you, because if then his mind was open enough, or this person is open enough to check out a bit more, to sit inside and to be open enough so that their attention can move inwardly into the inner space, then they would come to a place of more space, less claustrophobic thinking, more peace, a natural joy like that. And they would not need any outer convincing. You come into that very nicely.
There seems to be a certain level of finesse at times that can be lacking in my approach to somebody who challenges me in that way.
Yeah.
So it's that finesse that I'm working on. And the temptation is we're going to solve this right now, as opposed to recognizing, oh, it's an interesting challenge. Why don't you sit with it for a little while, and I'll sit with it for a little while, and we'll come back, and it's not something that needs to be solved right away.
A few days ago, we were walking in Laxmanjula, and just coming from one cafe, and one man came and he said, I never met him before. He says, please, I want to do the will of God. He said like this, please, bless me, I want to do the will of God. And I found myself saying to him, if you want to do the will of God, then you must completely forget your will. You forget your will and be completely empty, and somehow you will not even have the notion of doing God's will. Something will simply be unfolding. In the true life, you don't need any strategies. You don't need any strategy to live. Also, the idea that you are living life this way or that way is also not a useful concept. You are not living life. You must come to know you are life. And also the witnessing of life simultaneously is there. In that environment, you see, you can meet any situation with love, without fear, without anxiety, because there's a natural trust there. You have no saved up answers about anything, because each situation will be unique to that moment. Almost as though if you use the same words to answer, but your answer will be fresh, because it does not come as a technique. It arises out of love and out of perfect understanding. This is the nature of the spontaneous existence, which arises when the consciousness is again marinating in itself. It is not living merely in a personal mode as a person, but it is resting again in its natural state. Then you don't have to worry about what you will do. Things like what I will do tomorrow and next week, they have little interest for you. In a practical way, you may have things that you need to arrange, but you go no further than is necessary. You see? The rest, everything is unfolding naturally. If you have structure, then the structure is there to support the spontaneity. This is what happened, you see? And they can work together in harmony like that.
Thank you so much, Mooji.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Yes, you can go.
Yeah, hi. You talked about this book last time, Writing on Water, and I went and bought it. And you also, I think you talked something about what does not require time. I don't think you gave the answer to that. You said there's something that does not require time, but...
If I gave the answer to that, you would not discover it.
Well, in your book...
If I gave the answer to that question, it would only be like I am lecturing you. I am asking you, because we are in this together. I am not a lecturer. I'm inviting you somehow to partake in an introspection for your own good, for your own discovery. It's not the kind of knowledge which is question and answer. You ask a question, I give you answer. And we say, yes, thank you very much, I've got something. I am not giving you anything. I'm simply opening a door that you have not looked through sufficiently clearly enough at. So I ask you the question, you see, because everything else takes effort and time. What is it in you that takes no time and that doesn't require any effort in itself? You have not heard this question before. It would be good to give it a little space and find out.
Well, I did get the answer, maybe, from your book. And
what about from your book?
I don't have a book.
You are
I have
a
your
book.
book.
You are a book.
Okay. But let me just get your answer.
Okay, go ahead.
Your question in the book is time required at all to be yourself?
Slowly, come again.
Yeah. In your book, you ask this question, is time required at all to be yourself? And you continue with, I guess that's the answer. The way you answered in the book is, if something is placed in front of a mirror, does the mirror need time to reflect?
Yes.
And what is the answer to the second question? if something is placed in front of the mirror, does the mirror need time to reflect?
Do you want me to answer that?
Yes, if you can.
But the answer is clear enough for you.
What is
isn't
the
it?
answer?
I don't feel you are ready to have a conversation with me. If something as simple as that.
I know the answer is that the mirror does not need time to reflect.
Yes, then why are you asking me?
Well, actually, is it okay if I challenge you a little bit on that answer?
If I am very open to be challenged, but I need a bit of sense.
Yes, I will give you absolute sense. You say mirror does not need time to reflect. Now let us see how a mirror works. A mirror, a plane mirror, if you go back to basic high school physics, there's an object in front.
Sir,
It reflects only
sir,
when the light reaches the mirror,
sir,
which takes time.
listen, please sit down. Please sit down. Open your mind up a little bit if you wish. You have come to challenge, but you must challenge with some sense. We have spoken something very simple, very straightforward. I have not come to mesmerize you about anything. If you are open enough somehow, you may find that what I'm speaking is very clear. I am not asking you to create anything, but giving an opportunity for you to recognize what is obvious but missed. You are not going to get anywhere with this type of question, you see? I am not here to give you some philosophical or intellectual lecture. You see? Your question does not carry the kind of energy for me of someone who is searching to find something. I am only interested in those who have come to clarify something, but your question comes with a kind of a feeling of like some intellectual debate. I don't interested in any debate like that. You see? You must approach this subject with some humility and some openness. Okay?
Okay, I'll sit down, but I just don't think that was the right analogy. Physics-wise, as in the physical universe. I'll sit down. Thank you.
You are dressed a little bit like a Swami. That is not, you say physics work. Okay, it's enough for the moment. You have something to say? Okay. No, go to the microphone.
Hey, man. Thank you. Yep. You said that we don't have free will.
I say that you don't have complete free will, yes.
Can you please explain that a little bit more?
Can I?
Yes, I would be very interested. If that's okay. If that's okay.
No, what did you say? I didn't hear.
I'm confused about us not having free will because I feel like we do. I'm just
Okay.
challenging that idea.
Yes, yes. I did not say you have no will.
No,
You
free
have
will.
some
I mean,
limited will.
I have the ability to do whatever I want right now.
You
know what
do?
I mean? I do. And so does everyone. So what do you mean? I'm very curious.
Can you, if you have the will to say, like what, for instance? To what extent do you have free will? To say, if you want to jump in the river, you can jump in the river?
Yeah.
That's okay. That's not really any big
But-
deal.
Yeah, no,
But-
no. But there's nothing's a big, yeah.
If you have the will
Yeah.
to say, become the managing director of this ashram, you can do it. If you want to somehow swim from here up to Laxmanjula, you can do it if you had that will.
But I have the free will to try.
Yes. You have the power to dream, but you don't have the power to make your dream come true.
Well, yeah, I can't
You see?
defy
We
the laws
have-
of nature, but I can.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have the power to speculate, the power to dream, but not necessarily to actualize what you desire. This is what is meant, you see?
Right. Okay.
You see,
Okay,
you may
yeah,
have
that's clear
you
enough.
have the free will to dream that you can suddenly go and stand on top of a mountain or something like this, and you can try, see if you do it. I can't say you cannot do it. Maybe you demonstrate you can do it. You see, I say you can have that wish, you can have that desire, but to actualize this desire, I don't. Then you demonstrate to me that you can do it.
Okay.
You
Thanks,
see?
man.
Okay,
Cool.
that's okay, man.
I'm really tempted to jump in the river.
Huh? Okay. Yes, please come.
All the prophets and sages have said about the lust, greed, and the negative powers which are there, that become the cause of the birth as animals.
Sorry, you understand what he said? He said the whole prophets and sages and saints have said, no?
The 6 kinds of greed and all they are considered to be ripus. I mean, ripu means enemies.
Slow down, please, Swamiji.
So, from consciousness level, all are the conscious beings. So some are born as a body of the dog, some boar, some birds, some. So this revolution point of view.
Swamiji, one moment, please.
Yes.
So this is your last hour in this body, in this life. Okay? Let's take it like that. Do you want to say what you're saying to me right now?
So, I mean,
Please, stop. If this is your last hour on this earth, in this body, do you want to be saying what you are saying now?
this is the last birth. He is a human being, you mean? This is the
If
last.
this was the last 10 minutes of your life, and we are blessed to be in the company together in satsang, is this what you would want to share?
Exactly.
Huh?
Exactly. We want to share.
No, is what you are saying now, is that what you want to talk with me about?
Exactly. It was. I was considering from the consciousness point of view, as the animals and all the less consciousness are there. They are less. I mean, not
You see, you don't
so
get
aware
my-
of it. Awareness. I mean, awareness point of view. Are they not less aware? So they are animals, as the donkeys, and we see horses and all the camels. They have less power of the consciousness working in them. And we have more human beings as have intellect and brain and so many kinds of faculties we
Yeah.
are possessing.
Okay, we are not in the same capacity of the expression of consciousness. He's saying that if the animals, the birds, and so on like this, we have different capacity to express consciousness. Okay?
Yeah.
We are very fortunate. Let's put it like this. We
Yeah.
are not a donkey. The donkeys are not having satsang. We're not sitting together discussing about some people may say, how do we know? Okay. You don't know. Okay. All right. Anyway, we are human beings and we can discuss about these things. Okay? So let us just concern ourselves with our human capacity, what we can find out. Okay?
Okay.
Yes,
So we
yes.
have capacity to realize and we have capacity to visualize and be aware of the existence.
Yes. And you have that capacity right now.
Yes. Correct.
I would like to bring the conversations a little bit more alive and more now, because the tendency can be we start to go off into some kind of theory and some speculation about how the world was created. And I'm just saying right now, if you had your last 5 minutes, how you want to spend it.
Yeah.
You see? Let us, because I want to see if it would produce from you something that is so profound that you would go to your depths, because very often when people are confronted by very intense experiences, they reach a place within themselves what I call, they come to the realm of God. You come to the deep, to the depth of yourself. Otherwise, we're in the chai shop consciousness and, well, what did you think of this book? And so I don't have the time for that. I don't think this is the best way of spending your time with me.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes, okay, very nice.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, please.
Namaste, Muji.
Namaste.
Sometimes I find myself very confused and I'm not able to understand my own true nature. For example, when I hear some spiritual talks, I feel very drawn towards them and I really want to follow that in my life. But when I am in my own society with my friends, with my family, I sometimes feel that there is a lot of contradiction in what I want to do at that time. I also want to do what the society is doing.
Yes.
And I also face conflict within myself that I want to be spiritual also, but I want to live to my fullest in the society also. I just want to live to my fullest. So I feel that if I suppose take the spirituality to the book, what my understanding of spirituality has been, and sometimes we may not able to understand what a spiritual person is saying because we are bound by our own limitation of understanding. Someone may tell me something that you follow ahimsa, but I might take it to the book and I might start finding everyone who is eating non-veg things very wrong, or someone who is wearing leather very wrong. So how do I understand what is the limit of understanding? How far the spiritual talks have to be followed in our practical lives?
Yes.
So how to understand that?
Yes, very good. Thank you, Amma. Very good question. First, you have to be profoundly touched. We go around touching many things, many things for flavors. And then one day, you are yourself deeply touched. And when you are deeply touched, you see, you want to leave everything else for a moment. You want to be in that deep touching in yourself. Because there is not about doing. You come to a place of your inner being that is different. It's not a teaching. You see, it's not a teaching. Teaching mostly is for the mind. We are learning something, mind and body and so on like that. And it is fine. It is also the way in which consciousness is expressing. And it enjoys this expression until it feels to try another expression. This is fine, like that. You say, I want to live to the full. I have an attraction for sometimes what you may call the worldly life. I feel like I want to live that to the full. Nobody can live it to the full. I will tell you why. Because everything on this side of your eyes, okay, everything you see and perceive belongs to time. Time says, all this is mine. I eat all of this thing, you see. Nothing you can have, nothing you can keep. Time say this thing, you see. So very often we put a tremendous amount of energy in pursuit to try and attain that which is impermanent by nature, okay? It does not mean the thing is bad. It is beautiful, but it is changeful. You cannot possess that which is always changing. One day it will be gone, like this. Also, the one who wants to possess also is in time and will also go. We must understand that. If you understand that and you say, actually, I'm okay with this, I'm okay that things change, but I still want to enjoy them while I can, I say, nothing wrong with that. It's fine. Nothing wrong with it at all. But understand that our human psychological condition or egoic conditioning is a very unstable realm. It is like that. You see this thing and you want it so much, and then you get it, and after a while it loses its appeal, and you want something else and so on. If you understand that, then it is fine, it is good. If you don't try to make what is relative and changeful by nature to try and make it into an absolute, which you were not able to do, and you're okay with that, it is fine, enjoy. If you understand that this nature also that I have identified with in order to enjoy the fluctuating manifestation, that this nature of myself is also impermanent, but I'm okay with this, then I think it's fine. I feel nothing wrong with any of it. You see? But you say, when I'm I'm in an environment where spirituality, I'm touched by spirituality.
Yes.
Something inside me responds to it. But when I'm out of that environment, I'm inspired by the other environments as well. Because for the moment, the mind is not strong. It's weak in that area. So it's like a chameleon. It will take whatever color it is put next to for a while, like that. And that experience sometimes needs to unfold and to be given some space to express itself. Maybe in its own time, miraculously, unexpectedly, something may create a shift in that way of perceiving, and you may move on from that. But the two don't go exactly together. I don't say that you cannot, when you are in your spiritual being, you can't enjoy life. I don't think anybody enjoys as much as a sage. I really don't. Okay? You may think that they're sitting like this all day. I just think, oh my God, I don't want to be like that. But no one enjoys or is in greater joy than a sage or an awakened being. They don't need necessarily to have the joy which they imagine comes from having an object. They have discovered the fountain of joy, which is their own being, as you will. All will at some point. You have found the real peace which does not fade. You have found a life which is unending. You have found that thing. So you're in a state, doesn't matter how the face looks. Some sage may look like this, but inside there is total joy, total serenity. You see. Something in you is attracted to that,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes.
But something is also attracted also to the other thing. So it will work its way out. I remember a story of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He was on his way to some place, and he had to walk across a field. And he noticed as he passed one bit of water space that a small water snake had caught a frog. But the frog was too big for the water snake to eat him. And also the frog was also too weak to get away from the water snake. So they're there. The water snake wouldn't let go, and the frog couldn't move on. Okay? They're locked in suffering somehow. Ramakrishna went to his meeting, had a nice evening, came on the way home, still they are locked. Yeah? Though the frog cannot move, the water snake cannot let go. What a destiny. So, anyhow, that was it. Something at some point, either the water snake is just going to go, you know what, just forget about it. Or the frog is going to kick him or something, or the scenario continues the next day and the next day. But something will change in its right time. Sometimes it is like that with us also.
Yeah, so that's the very exact right example you used, because this dilemma causes some sort of sadness or tension inside me, because I don't know what is the path I should choose.
I will tell you something, because at the moment you're thinking you need to just follow a path. Many people think I just need to follow a path. But I would say more, you need to discover who you are. It doesn't need that you have to follow a path for the next 6 months or a few years even. That is all that happens, because as soon as your mind takes the darshan of your own heart, as soon as you are helped to inside here, then so much encouragement comes, so much power comes, and you'll be much more clear where your real life is. But if it's just follow a path, this Swami says one thing, another one says another thing, these are just the external expressions of truth. They are the more the religious aspect of truth. But you want to come to the heart of truth, you see? So you, some people, they want to discover the truth, you see? And they says, I don't know if Buddhism is my way or Christianity is my way or whatever, no? Then I tell you, forget about it. Yeah? You have to find, forget about it. Yeah? Buddha was not a Buddhist, okay? Christ was not a Christian, okay? You have to go beyond Christianity to find the living Christ. Where is he? He's inside you. The Buddha is inside you. Krishna is inside you. Krishna consciousness, Shiva consciousness, it's all inside you as consciousness. It's not enough to tell you this, but to actually facilitate your direct understanding of that within your heart. This is the power of satsang. It is not merely giving you things on paper, follow this, follow that, but assisting you in your inquiry that leads to the direct recognition of that. I would call it even a non-phenomenal recognition, which means that you won't be recognizing an object. You cannot find yourself as an object. You see? You will find something non-phenomenally, means that it is an understanding that opens up a very powerful awakening whereby there's no doubt left in your mind like that, you see?
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you said that you should discover what is inside your heart, and I understood that. So what is the way to discovery? I mean, how do I know how to discover myself?
Let's do it right now. Let's do it right now. You up for this?
Yes.
No, you're not so sure, is it? That's not, yes. I don't want to put you under pressure. If you're under pressure, you will not discover. Isn't it? I have nothing to gain from that, and nor will you. There has to be inside, yes, I am really open to that. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, I'm a bit shy right now.
I see. Okay, okay.
Okay.
Shyness is a small price to pay for freedom. To give it up. Isn't it? Sometimes you come to a place, you need to do something, your heart compels you, someone is on the ground hurting, and you naturally want to help them, but he's an old man and he's a bit smelly. And he's got terrifying eyes. And you're with your friends and you don't want them to, you feel embarrassed. Life will present you with things like that. God is on the floor in the form of this one, and he's saying, will you love me now? And you say, yeah, but take a bath first. Sober up a little bit, and then you are worthy of my love. You're attracted to something. I said, but no, why not right now? We take a look. I'm a little shy.
Okay, I'm ready.
And then I would say straight away, no, without going to left or right or back or front or anything. Then just for a moment, don't hold on to any idea about who you are. Just for a moment, just say, oh, I can say this, I can say that, but you know what, I can leave it. Leave any notion about yourself, even any self-image, and anybody else can participate in this because it's not so personal. I just leave aside whatever I think about life, how it should be, and what I want, and all. Just leave all those thoughts alone for a moment, you see. And also the senses are functioning naturally by themselves. They don't need any help. They don't need any manager. So leave them alone. They are quite happy by themselves. They don't need you. And any desire such as, well, after this I need to go and meet my friends and I'm going to do, just for a moment leave everything, reject all these ideas completely. Any labels about yourself, leave it alone just for a moment. You can have it back later on if you want. But for this moment, you don't hold on to anything at all. Okay? And you don't need any imagination. I'm not asking you to create anything in your mind. Actually, just empty yourself of all these ideas now. And don't expect anything to happen. Don't say, okay, so now, what now? This is also from the mind, you see? So, no next. So don't purchase this invitation, now what is the next thing to do? There's no next, you see, for you. And you don't have to try. You're just here. You are here already. Don't create any notions about some need that is important to you for a moment. So be entirely empty of any intention, any concept. I'm not asking you to become anything at all. Don't become anything at all. There's nothing to change, nothing to fix, nothing to lose. Simply pay attention only to what is here. That doesn't belong to anything at all. It just is. Just your existence. Even the notion of being a woman or a man, it's okay, that's to the body. Leave that. You don't have to carry that. And now you're not waiting for something, not waiting for some experience now. So no visualization, no imagination, no creative thinking, simply just your being as it is now. If thoughts should arise in your mind, it is okay, but you're not interested right now. So let them just float along like clouds in the sky, not your business at all. Who are you here? What is here? What are you? Don't be afraid. There's nothing against you. There's nothing against you. You're not trying to be anything at all. Even concentrating, you don't have to concentrate. You're aware of concentrating. This is already something else. Just you are. Anything troubling you now?
No. Gradually, I'm just all thoughts going away and
Yes.
nothing coming to mind.
Yes, stay like that. Stay like this. Even if something comes to mind, never mind. Just you stay. Doesn't matter if the mind, is like pepper spray. Doesn't matter. You are not that. You are aware of that, but don't identify with anything at all for a moment. The mind has a lot to say about it. Like, that's very irresponsible, and how can you live like this? And lots of chatter will come, but you are not going to engage with any of them. stay only in the space of being. Just be. You see? Not to do, just be. Like that. You see? And being is not an effort. You're simply recognizing like a state, a space of being. Then like this, you are beginning to experience your natural state. Your natural state. Does it mean you have to sit like this all day? Not at all. Even if you have to cook, even if you have to send an email, it does not interfere with this like background space like this. It is there all the time. Like space is here all the time. And it has no center. And just like space has no center, it has no edge. Just this sense of being. Bring your attention to this and enjoy. Be in that. Be in that like that. And don't try to get anything out of it. Just bring your attention to here. As often as you like, you can do this thing. Okay? And you will discover some things. You will discover something. I wish I had a way of keeping in touch with you and say, okay, tell me now how it's been.
I can email you.
Okay. I will find a way to do this then, you see? And then I find out how you're doing now, like that. You see? Quickly like this. Already just in a few moments, just in not doing anything, no special asanas, no special anything at all. The best asana is to keep your mind inside your heart. This is the best asana. And you are not creating a self, you are discovering what is here by itself, like that. You see? And just give a little time to this, give a little time to that. It doesn't matter what kind of work you are. Even if you have 5 jobs a day, and you only got 5 minutes in between, give 3 minutes to this. And it will already bring into alignment all your powers, all your energies will come nicely into a harmony. Like this it will do.
So till the time I start getting some clarity, whenever I get some, I have to make a decision what to do now. So what should I do? I should just
you will do what I told you to do right now, and you'll find that your life will not be pressured by decision making. You will come intuitively to be in your natural harmony. If you're in your natural life, it's not a life of decision making. I will tell you this now. If you're in your natural rhythm of life, it is not a life with a lot of decision. Decision makes a very mental thing, you see? As you are in your natural rhythm, your natural being, you'll find that when a thing needs to happen, you'll have a sense. It kind of comes through. It moves like that. Quick or slow, it doesn't matter. And you're not waiting, you're not tense, you're not applying techniques. You're just here. Even some things get done without you moving one muscle. You have heard about that? Even without doing anything, some things get changed with you. Your life has to become magical. Magical. Why? Because the Supreme Being is dwelling inside it. This is, as I said, a mortal body, but the immortal being is living in it. You see? But if you let your mind replace your being or eclipse your being, you will only know a mental life, and you will complain about life. Oh, it's so hard, and people are so unkind, and I never get their work on time, and I never get the right job, and you'll be like this. And I'm sure you don't want to be like that. When you bring your attention, as I've pointed, in a simple way, you'll find that your life naturally is more happy. You're more happy, at peace, naturally. And you have an attraction to deeper spiritual truths. Your relationships with people is more intuitive. You're more spontaneous. Nobody ever complains about someone who is spontaneous. They complain about somebody who overthinks. Our madhouses in the West are full of overthinking people. Nobody's ever gone mad through meditation. Okay? Unless they kept their ego and they wanted to be a master meditator or something. That's a different thing. So don't be worried about that. Something is changing from manual to automatic. A change from person to presence. And it can be smooth. It can be jerky too, doesn't matter. Let it be what it has to be. But come more fully into your heart, and you'll find that your life is not troubled by the pressure to keep deciding. And when you come to a decision, then you're worrying if you made the right decision. So it's just not a happy life, a stressful life this way.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I'm filled with gratitude.
Thank you. Very good.
Namaste, Muji.
Namaste.
Swamiji, deep respects. Parmarth has been very special in my life. And today, especially at this juncture in my life, I've sort of, in quick succession, illnesses and quick job changes. And so I'm in a very happy sabbatical right now, but a lot of inner discovery, a lot of questions in my life have cropped up again. So in that line, if I please may ask two questions. One is, of course, to sustain life, one needs to earn. This is what I think till now, but please prove me wrong. So what is right? To accept things the way they are, to fight for things, or if to ask for things from the Almighty. And the second part of my question is that if we say that we have the divine in us and divine in everybody, and I would really would like to believe every single moment of my life, but then how do you apply it? I mean, there are judgments within me, there are judgments all around us, all through the time. You are in the preening eyes of people who are always judging you. So, so what do you do? Because if they are divine, you got to respect their decisions. So what is the right way? How should I now take my life, and where should I head to?
Each day we get up, I was speaking earlier, we get up, and as you enter the waking state, as you leave and move into life, into the world, so to speak, in a very subtle, unconscious way, you have already set an affirmation: I am a person. Okay? With this I am a person, automatically you send some energy to the world. Come and meet me as a person. I will see you as a person, you see me as a person. Big trouble. Okay? Simple answer, you move in life, you are consciousness. When you say I denotes consciousness. That's what you are. Okay? Not enough to know this mentally. You have to be invited into the introspection that makes this irrefutably clear for you. You just are that. You come to know this. It's one thing. You know it in your heart. But for most people, we move in life with the assumption or with the title, with the affirmation, I am a person. So you meet life personally. The psychological makeup of a person is that it is a restless state. It is prone to the sense of insecurity, comes with the egoic identity. You cannot escape it. You see? You can be the best person, you can be the strongest person, but something is going to feel vulnerable for you because the state is not whole. It's not pure. Okay? It is also consciousness. The ego is also consciousness, but it is a very, what I would make, contracted state of consciousness. It's functioning with a lot of limitation because it has identified the body as being its support and its ground. You see? So it's a package deal. It comes in with this identity that you'll be functioning like, I am this and you are that, and people, you already mentioned also, how can you move in the life when people, you're under the eyes of people who are, why is it? Because you come under their power. You want something from them. You want their acceptance of you. You want their love. You want their praise, like this. I'm not speaking against people, actually. You're going to come to see in your life that all of these beings are one being. That all the people who have come to you is just consciousness in another form, playing with consciousness in the game called life, in order to somehow elevate your level of consciousness. But for the moment, when you're having the eyes of a person, the mind of a person, then you just have to make your way in the world as a person. And that is a very strenuous and often an aggressive realm. It has to be like that, because after a certain point you get fed up of it. You want an easier life. You want a deeper life. You want a life that is not because mind offers you a life with death at the end of it. The heart reveals life eternal. You choose. Okay? The mind offers you a life with death at the end of it. Truth, wisdom reveals to you a life that is timeless. As we grow, and the true evolution of consciousness and the mind is an evolution again towards its own source. This is what is happening. We want to solve the world as a harmonious functioning based as a fractured identity. You cannot do it. The person is also possessing only relative knowledge, and it wants to possess absolute knowledge. It is not possible. You see. As you begin to leave the surface of the mind and move more deeply into your true nature, you see, your own single-pointedness paradoxically produces universality. As you come again into your oneness, you become a universal being. Your beingness, you discover it is universal and effortlessly universal. There's a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy to be a person. It takes no energy to be the self. Because the self is what you are. But because we are so accustomed to our identity as a person, it seems perfectly natural. And the self, which is effortless, seems to take a lot of effort for the person to be the self. These are the contradictions, seemingly like that. It's a play in consciousness. It goes on until consciousness is sufficiently mature enough to see through its own projections and delusions. That's all.
Can I ask another question?
Yes.
How do we deal with the negative emotions or negative feelings? Do we put them aside? Do we stop them from coming? What do we do? Do we generate happy thoughts? What do we do?
Again, same answer like the first one. As long as you are in the state of personhood, no answer is going to be ultimate for you. It will only be a bit of a patch-up job. It's a patch-up job, meaning just putting a little sellotape on it. That's all we are doing. The wound will open again. You have to go to the source of what that is. And it's not difficult. What I'm speaking is not, surprisingly, it's not difficult. The energy we spend creating our own projections, less energy can be spent to discover the universal being you are. You see? Don't keep on asking questions to the mind, which is really a problem factory, basically. It will just keep on producing more things, producing more ideas. As soon as you come again to your true nature, that which is aware, you see, of all the kind of problematic thinking and tendencies, you see, without identifying with it and reserving this energy, conserving its energy only in the witnessing place. That is already the path to your freedom in that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, and I would like to tell you it is not so difficult. It is not so difficult, actually. It in itself is the most simple. What is difficult is to be willing to let go of the attachments. You see? And even that, I would not emphasize you have to let go of anything. I just want you to pay attention to where you really are, that's all. I won't even tell you, oh, let go of your attachment. No, no, no. I said, oh, just pay attention. Watch them from this place, from your depth, watch them. And experience the depth of your own self. You see? Because for me, it's mostly like, you know, a dog is holding on to a dry piece of bone. He's fighting. Won't let go of it. Won't let go of it. And just giving him a nice piece of meat. And suddenly, he'll drop the bone and take the meat. You have to somehow, when you discover what is better than the previous, you will let go of the previous. But if I try to tell you, let go of that first, you say, I don't know if I can trust you. You know, why should I give you my bone? I say, I don't want your bone. Actually, just taste this. And you taste this, you let go of the bone yourself. I'm not holding it. You see? Very simple, simple things.
Yes. Right.
Huh?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next one. You can come. It's good.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Again, I'm very, very grateful to be here at the International Yoga Festival and hearing you speak. And I noticed that behind you, it says on the poster, the divine teachings, touch, and transformation of yoga. And what I have experienced, and it has been very clearly described by you, what I have experienced is, in my life is a journey through pain that I overcame. I realize now when I look back, my ego that personalized the pain for me. It said, it happened to you, therefore it must be directed against you.
Yes.
So you are the cause of it.
Yes.
And it wasn't until I realized that this was not my true self that was talking to me.
Yes.
And when I realized that I did not have to hold on to this role that I saw myself caught in as a victim, I felt an enormous release.
Yes.
And I realized that coming here and connecting truly with everybody at this yoga festival has brought me so much in terms of understanding and the ability to let go of the fears that I used to have and I used to hold on to. There's nothing to fear. And I thank you for that.
Yes.
And now I can go back to Amsterdam, where I live, and bring that with me. And when I wash the dishes, I can do it with knowing that it's okay, all is well. And I can be present in that moment and wash my dishes. Mm-hmm. I know it sounds ordinary, but I really do that. I can wash my dishes and be okay. I don't have to prove anything to anybody, and I don't have to be afraid that somebody is going to judge me. And I thank you for the message of love that you have shared with us today.
Thank you. Very good. I'm very happy for what you share, in fact. Yeah.
Hi, Mooji. My question is, if one's desire to know the truth is deep and sincere to the point of consuming one's entire life,
yes,
I like to believe that it is inevitable that that truth will be revealed fully.
Yes.
Do you believe that that is the case?
No, I don't believe. I know that is the case. I'll tell you why I say
in
this.
this lifetime, not in the next, but in
Oh,
this lifetime.
I don't know about anything next.
Okay.
My life has nothing next.
Okay.
I don't have a future. Therefore, I am supremely happy. I am not living for any future. I am just here. Here is all I know. Okay? So, what I would say to you, you said something very profound. You say, if one's life is totally immersed in the desire for liberation, no? Okay? I will add something more. Make sure that it's what it is. Because many people speak like this, but they still have an idea of what it should be. We want the truth, but we want it on our terms. Okay? Sometimes it is like that. And then you find that years go past and you say, but, you know, I have been 25 years searching for the truth. I say, my God, where has it been hiding? 25 years you're doing. Why it should be? No wonder you say, in this lifetime. I said, today. Why not some seeing today? If that urge is inside you, then the urge itself will bring you to where you need to be and to find and to be with the one you need to meet. You see? Why to wait? Why would it be to wait? You have got the most pure desire in the whole of the human kingdom. You want only to be free, you want the truth. Why should it make you wait? Also, it is not in some other place waiting for you. It is you. We have to find out where is the mistake being made. St. Francis of Assisi, I was saying this morning, said a very beautiful thing that touched me. What you are searching for is already where you are searching from. What you are looking for is already the place you are looking from. The sage, Rumi, he say, knocking on the door, it opens. I have been knocking from inside. Again, knocking on the door, suddenly it opens. I have been knocking from inside. Inside. So what is this meaning? We are knocking on the door. Why? Because you don't know where you are. You don't know where you are. You imagine you're outside, knocking. Hello? Anybody in? Then the door opens. The door has to open. Only when the door opens, you know your true position. Oh my God, I'm standing inside. I'm actually inside already. This is what awakening is. You think something is on the other side that you're trying to get to, but it is you. It is, you are already there. You see? The mind puts a lot of apparent obstacles, like you have to do this, or I'm on the edge and somebody push me please, and all of these things. But in the moment it is recognized, you come to see, I have always been here. I was imagining I was not. And that is why it's called sleeping and awakening from that. Or the lila, which is the play of God or consciousness, has produced this play. Because without this delusion, the game couldn't be what it is. It is as though the consciousness creates a dream. I say myself that it seems as though consciousness creates the sense of a problem in order to have the experience of transcending it. Again, the consciousness creates the sense of a problem in order to taste the experience of transcending it. Once I went to one friend's house. They invite me. I remember it. I don't go out very often to people's houses. And I went to the bathroom at one point, and like coming out in front of the door, there was something written on the wall, a piece of paper. It said like this: "Mama, how do I know if I am not already awake, I'm not already in heaven, and all of this is just a dream? Mom, how can I be sure that I am not already in heaven and that all of this is just a dream? I said, my God. I went in, I said, this note, where it come from? She says, my son asked me, and I didn't grasp it at first, but I felt there was something in it, so I wrote it down, what he said. You see? Mom, how can I be sure I'm not already in heaven and that all of this is just a dream? 5 years old boy. Okay? I have not heard many adults say anything like that. Okay? Now, I went back recently in London in the health food shop where his mother is working, and I saw her, and I said to one of the boys from Sangha, she is the lady I was telling you. I went to her house, and then she said, oh, he denies it now, my son. He's denying it now. He says, I never said anything like that, because now he's 16 years old and he's cool. And you don't say things like that. Okay? You are already what you are searching for, but not conscious of it. Satsang helps you to be clear about that. Very good. Come.
Hi.
Hi.
I just have 3 questions.
3 questions?
Yes. Okay, so the first one.
Best one. Give me the best one. Give me the strongest.
I don't know which one is the best. The first one.
Okay. Okay.
What is an itch?
What is a?
Itch.
Itch.
An itch.
Okay.
And the second one. What is pain?
Yeah.
And then the third one. Why do we repress the pain that we're in, that we're always in? Why do we repress pain?
Yes.
Okay.
I will take the third one because the first 2 I don't know how to answer. What is an itch? I can tell you. No, don't go away. If you want to know an answer, why you go away?
I'm going to just sit down. Is that okay?
Okay. Sit down. Okay. I cannot take that question. What is an itch? I don't know. I know when there is one. What is pain? I never ask when it's here. Are you pain? No. Just, you know. This is, I don't ask, what is pain? No, I don't ask. I don't need to know what is pain. But why do we suppress it? This is something. You see? Why do you suppress the pain? You see? I don't know if you suppress the pain, but you suppress the expression of the pain sometime. I don't know why. We have to ask each one. Maybe because we like to pretend we don't have pain, or you feel that, I don't know. Each one have to answer that question, why we suppress it. Why would you suppress the pain, you see? And each one has a different threshold for pain. For one, some people, it's a very small thing. They even crack their fingernail and they'll call off sick from work. I can't come in today. Another one will have lose their arm and go to work like this. Because they have a different attitude. So attitude and pain is different, you see. Pain is real, actual, factual, but suffering is optional. Suffering is to do with the attitude towards pain. Pain is actual, but suffering says something about how you experience the pain. If you feel, oh, why is it happening to me? As someone said, if you take it personal, it energizes it. If you see it just as what it is, then somehow it lessens in its impact. That's all I can say like this. Very good.
Namaste Mujhe.
Namaste.
Thanks for giving me opportunity.
Thank you.
I've been following your teaching for a couple of years, and a lot of things unfold. I don't remember the person I was a few years back, but still that person identity is there, and there are a lot of time fears come, different tendencies come and goes, but it's been noticed. And there was an effort, means meditation and doing the things and pointing out who I am and all. So one day I've been standing on my balcony and I just felt that there's no effort is required. It's just I am knowing what it is. It's in this moment, everything exists in me. It's nothing outside me, in the sense there isn't some energy which if it flips out, there's nothing. I as a person, that energy, whatever you call it, life or something, that's energy is me. So I don't have to investigate, I just have to identify myself with that energy. But then the thought came that, okay, even that energy is just a consciousness. It's not awareness, because in a deep sleep, that consciousness is not there. So this is my identification with consciousness. Is it because this is very instant? When I inquire, if I go in an office or workplace or somewhere outside I am, then I slip out of my understanding and I have to come back, meditate or read book and watching the videos and focus on that. But if I focus that I'm just in that energy on which everything is happening, nothing as a consciousness. So I can, it's flick of second, I can identify with that. Okay, this is I am, that identification, and that's done. So is it all right, or I'm slipping out as a concept which my mind is creating?
It is okay. I mean, it is good. It is good for a while, because as yet the sense I am, this is the most significant thing I will point, the sense I am. This is natural for everybody. The sense I is here. That sense is consciousness. But because of conditioning and also the early introduction of the body as the base for what you are, the consciousness believes that it is the body. It needs the body for experiencing, but then it believes that it itself is the body. And once it believes this, that's the earliest concepts, then other conditioning can start to come in. And so gradually it grows a whole environment of certain kind of concepts that it embraces as its own unique being and lives in that mode. I am this person, that's just how I am. But if we can look over a period of time and take at different stages some kind of interview about who you are, you'll find that over a period of time, when you look back on those interviews, each period of time, you're saying something different about who you are. At that one time, you feel this is who I am, I can't change, this is just how I am. Another moment, you're not that at all, it's something very different again. So which of those identities is really you? Well, none of them. None of them. There is a continuity through them that is a bit more consistent, but the image, the self-image is not true like that, you see? So while we are still in that notion that we are the one who is practicing spirituality and getting closer to God or to truth or whatever name you want to call it, then this unsteadiness, this fluctuation of the identity and so on will happen. And so you have come to a very good point, a very concentrated point, where you now are able to look and to see that all these functions to do with the body and the mind, they are phenomenal, they come and go in and out of focus, but without myself, some central power here, they have no reality because I am the perceiver of them. And without the perceiver of them, they don't exist. All of them fold up inside the perceiver. But is this perceiver itself, is this the ultimate? This is first thing. Then one comes to see that even this perceiver, this qualitative perceiver, itself is subtle, but it is also phenomenal, you see? Because in deep sleep, it is not there. The negotiation is not there. The diverse functioning of perception, it is not there. Still something is there because we embrace sleep. We love sleep. We buy beds and make the bedroom, put lavender pillows, all this type of stuff, in order to leave every state and to go into a no-state state. And we are very happy somehow there. Because unless you go into that state whereby every other state is liquidated, until you go there, your being will not be refreshed. Only into deep sleep, we wake up from sleep feeling, I'm ready for today. You enter into a non-cognitive state. You enter into a state where there's no duality. Not even you are there. Your personal self is not there. And something loves this state. You see? So now I come back to your question. Is that the state where I sometimes bring my attention back to the consciousness and somehow this I forget and come back and then the state is that ultimate also? It is not the ultimate state. It's coming close to what I call keeping the sense I am unmixed. The unmixed presence, the sense I exist, only by itself. When that is there, then you have done as much as you can with your abilities. You have come to the unmixed state, the godly principle, the God state, I amness state, you see? But it's also a state because in the deep sleep it is not there also, you see? In the waking state, while the sense I am prevails and the life arising in the presence of the unmixed I am, it's beautiful in its fragrance. It's full of joy and peace and love, openness, compassion. All the good qualities are present there in the natural mind, in the undiluted I amness state, like that. You see? When you're in the position to even perceive the sense I am, therefore it becomes phenomenal to a deeper seeing, then you are automatically in the wordless, the concept-free state. And that's the unalterable, the unborn awareness. Nobody can describe that. There are no books there, there are no studies there, there's neither master nor disciple there, nothing is there. Not the nothing that the mind imagines, the totality, the perfect harmony. You have come back. You have come home. You can still, of course, you may still have a body. There are many, in this country also, we have heard of the Avadutas. They have a body, senses are there. They can see the difference between one form and another form, they can relate and so on. But also there's a perfect state here that understands all the other states. Even the beautiful state of I amness, they know it. But they can throw it away if don't care about it even. The body they're not so concerned about because they are the totality. They are the source from which innumerable bodies are produced. They come in and out of manifestation. But very few beings aspire for that one. At best, we want to come to the unmixed presence. All spirituality, in its genuine search, is to come to that state of the unmixed presence, the sense I am. Because from here, natural happiness, natural peace, fearlessness, joy, love, loving kindness, compassion, wisdom, all this is there. Which we may call the perfume of that pure being is there. Then from here, few slip back into the absolute, very few. Spirituality is primarily the shift of perspective from the person to the presence, the impersonal presence. Here the life is incomparable, you see. You are not the manager of life. You're not a controller. Everything is unfolding spontaneously. You're not searching for happiness. You're not attracted to knowledge. Everything is spontaneous. Everything is arising in you. The one who is free does not collect knowledge. Knowledge sprouts when knowledge is needed. And when knowledge is not needed, knowledge again goes back into silence. Not kept knowledge. There's nothing permanent about kept knowledge. It is as strong as the capacity of memory. When your memory fades with old age, your knowledge will also fade.
Mujhe on the same time, even in this stage, all my tendency, I can notice all my tendency, my mind comes and go, thoughts
when
comes
you
and
say
go.
my tendencies, when you say I can notice my tendencies, don't accept that so quickly. Some tendencies are there. Find out whose tendencies. If you say they are mine, then there's no need to question because you have already chosen your assumption. And most of us, we're living in an assumed and unquestioned assumption that we are just the body-mind. So you say, my tendencies. And I ask you, my means who? Who is the my of the tendencies? The my itself is an illusory identity, but you have to discover that. I am speaking like this now because we are winding down, and I want to get as much in as possible, so I'm answering some things on your behalf. In satsang, of course, you know, I am not a shopkeeper. I am not selling things over the counter. I can't sell enlightenment over the counter. You will present yourself and say, I want to be a candidate for freedom. We check you out. You will sit and we will see what happens. You see, there is some, a certain amount of, you may say, some energy will come to you. We'll see how you use it. If you multiply inside it, or whether you waste it or not. Some people come and also they come and they dump energy on you. Yeah, this body has taken a lot of it also. Oh Muji, I want to give you all my bad stuff. I only get all the rubbish, you know. You take my crazy head. Yeah, okay, come take. They dump. And then somehow that gets absorbed more easily. But then they go straight away and they pick up more rubbish. You understand? But some, they come in satsang and something gets dropped. And it stays dropped. Then they are the cream. They drop something, they say, thank you. Now I can breathe more in the space of being. And something, the vigilance comes to stay with that. They watch the mind's cunningness and they somehow discard. And in a short time, they have done it. Some people, some beings, I only see them once each year, and sometimes for a total of maybe 3-4 hours. But when I see them again, I realize how less of them there is. I say, it's not your visibility that attracts me, it's your invisibility. There's less person and more presence. More presence is there. Because somehow they value that time, they use that introspection, and they come quickly into the heart of the being. They come there. Others a bit lazy, you see? They just want something. Give me blessing like that. Blessing. They go out and then they go again, jump into the pool. Yeah? And then they come back, Swami, bless me. Yeah? This is not good. This is not good. You see? Somewhere in here. The Buddha is being given birth to. Right? Is giving birth to itself. Otherwise, it doesn't happen. Because the consciousness does not waste its expressions. If words or actions or grace arise smoothly, it's because it's already prepared its vessel for receiving itself. This much I am convinced of. Here somewhere, there must be at least one, who will move from caterpillar to butterfly. There must be at least one. Yeah. But I say, as many as are open to this. As many as are open to that. Because your own beingness, consciously or unconsciously, is choosing freedom. Consciously or unconsciously. You brought this moment for your own self. This is my way of seeing it. I have not come here on any crusade, only in answer to your being, somebody here, at least one. Okay.
So if I understand correctly, whenever my tendency come, I have to just bring back my attention to.
You may do that.
Sorry.
You may do that.
But still, the tendencies are continuing for a year.
This is what I'm saying. Please hear now, because now we are closing down.
Sure.
This is important thing for me. You say, my tendencies keep arising. My tendencies, some people call vasanas. Don't identify so strongly with them. We were playing before, I said, don't let your asanas become your vasanas. We said like that. Okay? Don't identify with them, but rather question, for whom are they? You see? Otherwise, if you say, my tendencies, then there's no need. You have already closed the door. You have already claimed them. They're my tendencies. You see, it's subtle, but it makes a huge difference, you see. I say it is an assumption, and an unquestioned assumption, unquestioned for too long. So I ask, whose tendencies are they? Identify the one for whom these tendencies are strong. Then you must throw your attention in and see, as it scans, to find, can the one who says, my tendencies, is it tangible? Is it recognizable? And it is this in-turn of the attention, the in-turning attention, just by turning in to search for that seed, already it's burning the forest of delusion, I tell you. You will not find this one. You will not find this one. And in the absence of the finding of this one is your recognition of your timeless self. Something else will sprout there. The sense of I, but it's not the old I. And now this is the I that is without form. It is the pure being, the supreme one. First, another one is saying I, me, I. This is ego. Then comes the second stage of I, the I am, which is the beingness, the sense of presence. Finally comes even that one which says I. And this is the supreme one. When this one shines, the others are no more. This is your true. This is your true I. So, thank you. Okay.
I got the answer. Thank you very much.
We have one question more. She stood up to ask, and let me see what you will do.
It's not a question.
Okay.
I just wanted to thank you so much because I feel completely changed. I don't know what to say, but...
Yes. This is good. This is good.
And really good. When I close my eyes, there are no thoughts.
Yes.
It's just...
Yes.
Happiness.
This
Thank you.
is an introduction to your natural being. Your true nature is like this, you see. We don't have to be a living encyclopedia, you know. You see, your being is spontaneous, intuitive in its play. You're ever fresh. Don't be so loyal to the old regime of thinking. It has not served you, you see. Yeah. You are the living Lord itself. I am not playing you any flattery or compliment when I say that. You see? But it's about time that it is spoken out that, you know, yourself is pure. It is not injured. It is not guilty. It is not small. It has no shame. It is without fear. It is beyond time. It is naturally joy. It is natural peace. That is yourself, you see. Our ego sense is something quite different. It is always struggling. It depends always on the future or the past because it has not yet paid attention to the present or the presence itself. So it is a struggling state, an aggressive realm, okay? So we have to wake up or somehow out of this dream. And life is full of opportunities to shake you into that awakening. So satsang is the waking room, not the waiting room. Waking room, meaning that here somehow the beingness, it's stretching again. It's arising out of the sleep of this mischievous egoic identity. That is all I say to you. And now I just want to say that if you sometimes, as you come to a place where you begin to sense, you may not understand mentally everything I'm speaking, no? It's not a lecture like that, but more energetically, a kind of resonance, you see? Then simply open up to that resonance, invite it, no? Just say, yes, you know, I'm open to this. It's not a scholar, you're not a scholar, but I'm open to this. And allow grace to flow unimpeded in you, like that. And whatever it is that is your heart's deepest longing, then my blessing for you, like that. That you accomplish what is your heart desire. Yesterday, 2 people came to see me, and they said, please, could you bless us? What you want, you know? I said, what is your highest wish? She said, I have a business and I want to be... I said, this is your highest wish? It's highest wish. Yes, we just opened the business and we would just like that it works well and, you know, people stop troubling. I said, this is your highest wish? Yes, Swamiji. Oh, okay, okay. Your highest wish? I asked this question, I think it's very important. I asked one man, Japanese, we had one satsang with Japanese friends. I asked, what is your highest wish? He said, to not bring shame to my family. No, I mean, listen, your highest wish? I don't want to bring shame to my family. This is your highest wish, you know. Let me give you a clue. To wish for total freedom from psychological conditioning, from fear, to realize your true nature. Any clue? Yes, Swamiji, but I don't want to bring your... Okay. I go no further. Thank you. I asked, you answered, it's enough. Your highest wish. Highest wish. Today I was walking with Shiva, we were talking, and I asked him, no, people say, Jay Boleki. Jay Boleki, no? I said, oh, what is that saying? Because when also Bole they say sometimes, no? Jay to praise to God Shiva, no? And Bole, you know, he was explaining something like this, no? Because you pray to Shiva, whatever, it doesn't matter what you want. You ask, I want this, he say, give it, anything, doesn't matter, good or bad, he give it, no? You have it. And then after then you realize you suffer from your own answered prayers. Then you say, okay, please take it away from me now. Okay, whatever. Sometimes we have to get what we want, to feel that, and then somehow to transcend all desire like that. The one who is free is desireless, you see. Okay, enough from me. Very happy to have this chance to sit together like this. And bank of Ganga, this beautiful ashram. Swamiji, thank you Sadhviji and this Pamat Nikatan place, beautiful ashram. And all of you come, no? Because somehow the beingness desired it so, that we have this time. And thank you. Yeah.